Welcome back to part 2 of my showcase on Big Mickey. Following on from where we left off, I cut and sanded a ridiculous amount of coffee stirrers ready to be used as the beams for the jib arm. I started off by making 2 identical frames which would house the trolley winch in Big Mickey's cab. I then glued these frames into place, squeezed between all the mechanical hydraulics on the front of the machine deck, and then began crafting the jib suspension around it. As one might imagine, this was incredibly finicky to construct, as the coffee stirrers aren't super sturdy, and so a lot of careful gluing, and the inevitable re-gluing, took place. It took a good deal of trial and error to ensure the jib suspension went down at a gradual angle, with a relative descent heading towards the end of the arm, so always make sure you have plenty of reference images on hand, especially when it comes to fiddly bits of wood and quick drying glue. As my dad often says, measure twice, cut once. To make the model a bit more stable, I glued small crossbeams between the 2 main frames as I went along to keep the jib relatively level, while still having the bottom area open so I could later add the tracks for the trolley winch. If I could go back in time, I would have probably made the frames and the jib suspension all at once, so I could have used longer coffee stirrers to connect them up and make it a bit more secure, but hopefully with some sealer I can clean it up before painting. Once this very fragile yet very impressive frame was finally constructed and connected up to the tower apex, Big Mickey was really starting to take shape. I think this is a good note to end part 2 on, as there's still quite a lot to talk about Big Mickey, especially regarding how I'll finally finish this model off. Thank you all for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe and look out for part 3 soon.